Dr. Zorba Paster is here today to talk about that, and he's also taking your calls at 608-270-9933.
Hey, Zorba. So who's at risk from this smoke?
Well, people with COPD are at risk. People with severe heart failure are at risk too. And even though we're not as bad as New York and Washington, D.C. and others, there still is a smoke quality alert. So I think if you're going to go outside, you're at risk. What you want to do is go back to the mask. The N95 mask is still a really good mask. And when it comes to exercise, if you've got significant heart disease or lung problems, this is not the time to go outside and exercise. You know, just some generally good things to do. And really, it's real stuff. It's really there, especially in the East Coast, but believe it or not, that particulate matter is here too.
Okay, so if you're going out, mask up.
Right, mask up.
Here we go
That's
again.
right.
All right, let's get to the phones. We'll start with Jim in Reedsburg. Hi, Jim. What's your question?
Hi, I have glaucoma, and I've read a couple of articles that said I should be careful about exercising or what type of exercises I should do because it can increase the pressure in the eye.
Sure.
Can you comment on that?
Sure. Well, first of all, when we look at pressure in the eye, one of the things you want to do is have a good relationship with your ophthalmologist because you want to make sure those pressures are down. But the type of exercise that might increase the pressure is weightlifting exercise where you're doing something called the Valsalva. That's where you have a heavy weight and you're going, and you're increasing the rate, your intrathoracic rate, which also increases basically the pressure in your chest and may increase the pressure in your eye. But when it comes to exercise, cardiovascular exercise, strengthening without that much, that can make a difference. I mean, that can be good for you and not make a difference in your eye pressure.
So no heavy lifting?
No really heavy lifting, right.
Okay.
Right. Exactly.
All right, we have John from Lake Mills. John, what's your question?
Hi, Dr. Zorba. Can you give me a recommendation for a nasal spray for nasal congestion that's not likely to cause a rebound effect?
Absolutely. Stay away from Afrin and all the Afrin products. If you don't know if a generic is an Afrin product, if it doesn't say equivalent to Afrin or Neosynephrine, talk to the pharmacist. The steroid nasal sprays, such as Flonase, they are dynamite. They work really, really well. They take 1 or 2 days to kick in, and if you stop using them, they stay around for 1 or 2 days. They are far better for sinus infections. They are safe, effective, and frankly, they're great because now they're over the counter. You don't need to see a doctor, get a doctor's appointment, and have to pay that copay.
Because of the over-the-counter stuff, that can get very addictive.
It can be addictive so that if you don't spray on a particular day, you're actually going to have a nasal congestion. You can use this for 1 or 2 days, but not on a regular basis at all. But once again, the Flonase, fluticasone, steroid nasal sprays, they are safe to use.
It's a little pricey.
They are a little pricey, that's right. But I mean, they're also by prescription. So if you've got a drug card, talk to your doctor and see about whether or not it's cheaper. And also go to goodrx.com. That's goodrx.com. And often you can get a coupon that makes them much cheaper at certain pharmacies. I'm a real believer in goodrx.com when it comes to discounted prescriptions that you have to pay for.
And that's free.
And that's free.
There's a premium too, but here's a free version.
Exactly.
All right, let's go to Don in Madison. Hi, Don. What's your question?
Yeah, I've got the COPD and pulmonary hypertension on my lungs, and I've been out a lot the last few days. I mean, I noticed a difference of the air quality, but I've had to get out. I won't go into the whole thing, but I need to be out and about. I haven't been wearing a mask. I haven't been wearing my oxygen because I have to do this for my granddaughter.
But if you want to be,
how much damage am I doing?
Right. If you want to be safe, what you want to do is wear a mask if that's possible. And if not, you want to make sure that you go outside as minimally as possible. Are you doing damage? It's really effective how much oxygen you're getting into your lungs right now and whether or not that's dangerous for you. We are not in a high alert, but we're not in a zero alert. And you have to kind of figure that out. Once again, you have a question, you have severe COPD, talk to your doctor.
I mean, that's somebody that probably is going to be affected by this.
Absolutely.
More than others.
Right.
And wear a mask?
Right, wear a mask, exactly. And an N95 is the best thing to wear with this because that's the stuff that's going to get rid of those particles that are really bad for you.
And the National Weather Service puts out the air quality alerts when they're bad.
Right.
And they're saying even if it's really bad, you should recirculate your air conditioner.
Right, exactly. Well, air conditioners usually have something on them. In their house, a lot of people have air filters that can make a difference too. And it's really important to pay attention to those air quality alerts and also cool that air down, especially if you have COPD. More people die died in Chicago a number of years ago, not from the cold, but from the heat. So when it's hot and it's bad air quality, it's the time to stay indoors, pump up the air conditioner, and not move around very much.
Heat is the #1 killer of weather-related.
Yes, that's right. Weather-related. It's heat. It's not cold. We think it's cold. We think we're going to go outside
Or
and we're going to
flooding
die.
or
Right.
lightning.
It's heat. It's heat that does it.
All right. Well, we're out of time. Thank you all for calling in. Zorba, good to see you.
Good to be here.
See you next week.